Putting poetry in the picture with Troika, the home of great children's books. What do you think when someone says the word poetry? Do you think, yay, poetry? Or do you think, poetry? Thing is, there's loads of amazing poetry out there, of every possible kind, written by all sorts of different people, for all sorts of different people. And we're really excited about encouraging children and young people of all ages to discover a wide range of poetry so they can find what they like, what moves and inspires them. That's why we've just published the Poetry Guide. If you're a librarian, a teacher or a parent and are wondering how to use poetry in your library, classroom or at home, this book's packed with tried and tested ideas about how to read, write, share, perform and publish poems, and most important, how to really enjoy poetry. It's written by Trevor, Millum and Bernard Young, a double act of poets who also have decades of experience in education. Here they are in action. And to give you a flavour of the kinds of ideas you might find in the book, we've enlisted 4 more of our poets here at Troika, all with new books out in 2020, to share a few ideas and poems of their own for putting poetry in the picture. We hope you enjoy them. Idea number 1. Oh, no it isn't. Write a poem telling us what something is not. Here's Dom Conlon with a poem from his book, This Rock, That Rock, Poems Between You, Me and the Moon.
The moon is not. The moon is not a lump of cheese. It's not the snot that you might sneeze. It's not a plate about to fall. It's not a floating ping-pong ball. It's not the dust from off your shoe. It's not a clump of sticky glue. It's not a ghost all set to fright. It's not a face asleep at night. It's not a marshy mallow s'more. It's not a window or a door. It's not an eye about to cry. It's not a light bulb in the sky. It's not a hanky or a rag. It's not an empty plastic bag. It's not a hat of smoothest silk. It's not a pool of creamy milk. It's not the sugar on a spoon. It's just our faithful friend, the moon.
Idea number 2. Surprise, surprise! Imagine finding something in an unusual or downright crazy place. This can be a really fun exercise. Kids love to mix things up and put things where they're not normally meant to be. So does Coral Rumble. Here she is with a poem from her newest book, Riding a Lion.
I was searching in the attic when I found a dusty yak. It raced around the back. It was scared and made a racket. It hid. I couldn't track it. It must have thought I'd whack it or simply try to stack it or find a box and pack it. Its fear was automatic. When I found it, it stood static. So I had a chance to vac it, which might seem a bit drastic. But I never did attack it, or push or pull or smack it, for I was really quite ecstatic to find a yak up in the attic.
Idea number 3. Become something other than yourself. How about, instead of talking or moaning about the weather, we become the rain or the sun, the storm or the wind? Here's Sue Hardy-Dawson, a master of becoming different things, with a poem from her book, If I Were Other Than Myself.
Zephyr. I am the wind and I go where I please, the roar of the storm or the breath of the breeze. I pay no fare and I travel alone, bending the air and chilling the bone. I am the wind and I roam where I may, the song of the dunes or the crash of the wave. I ask no leave and I suffer no moods, battering cliffs and buffeting gulls. I am the wind and I go where I must, the howl of the moors or the keen of the wolf. I give no toil and I ask for no toll, scattering leaves and rattling doors. I am the wind and I go where I like, the voice of the gale or the cry of the sky. I need no love and I feel no pain, for I rule the clouds, call forth the rain.
What are you afraid of? Spiders, heights, your grandmother's cooking? A poem can be a great place and a safe space to explore our fears. Here's Shauna Darling Robertson, which is me, by the way, in case you recognise the voice, with a poem from my book, Saturdays at the Imaginarium. Murray is a mountaineer. He's frightened of heights. He lies awake nights, getting in frets over summits and crests, then scours the news for tumbles and falls and for ambulance calls. He crawls on all fours and combs the ground over for lucky-leafed clovers, and stutters like wind on a tent before each ascent. But then, event done, fear flouted, peak won, his valley-wide smile could outshine the sun. From facts to feelings. Take a fact, like something you've learned at school, but think and write about it in a more personal way. How might this fact affect you? Here's Dom Conlon again, playing with the fact that there's no sound on the moon.
Moon sound. A whisper on the moon cannot be heard. It clings to the margin like a flightless bird. Scream all your worries. Shout out your fear. There's nothing you'll say that others can hear. It's safe to spill secrets. The moon will not care, because sound cannot travel where there's no air.
Idea 6. Coming to our senses. Writing about what we see, hear, smell, taste and touch can be a great way into making poetry. Here's Coral Rumble, sticking with the theme of sound.
In my bag of gentle sounds, I'll place soft words, downy and round. Words that never cut or slice. Words as smooth as polished ice. I'll start with feather, whisper, ripple, rustle, pitter, patter, trickle. I'll drop in murmur, shell and sea. Then fur, sing, sail, along with bee. And when the world around me jangles, as people speak words with sharp angles, I'll open the drawstring, let syllables fly, disarm spite's shout with the wisp of a sigh.
Idea 7. Kids love to ask why, and adults are often stumped for answers. So get kids to answer their own questions in the form of a poem. The more inventive, the better. Here's Sue Hardy-Dawson again.
Why do trees whisper? The girl says, the girl says. It's the sound of their kisses, the leaves say, the leaves say. Not to wake sleeping fishes, the stream says, the stream says. So the moon hears our wishes, the leaves say, the leaves say. It's the tune the wind whistles, the sky says, the sky says. Some say they hate whiskers, the fox says, the fox says. It's because they're suspicious, the earth says, the earth says. It's when they miss us, the bees say, the bees say. It's because no one listens, the trees sigh, the trees sigh. Oh, why do trees whisper? The girl says, the girl says.
We'd like to leave you with a bit of advice. Let's face it, we all love to tell other people what to do. And giving advice is a great way to get reluctant kids writing poems. Here's Shauna Darling Robertson, me, again.
A word of advice, sunshine. Keep the sun in your pocket for grey winter days. If a door slams, don't knock it. Put the sun in your pocket and be on your way. Cut the heart loose, don't lock it, but put the sun in your pocket. There'll be grey winter days.
Well, that's it from us for now. You can discover more about all of our books, including the ones featured here, on our website, and also more about our poets, authors, and illustrators, who are all very keen to support you with exercises, with audio and video materials, live Zoom sessions, anything to help keep young readers entertained, educated, and engaged during this difficult period. If you have an idea, drop us a line at any time. We'd love to chat. And we're all on Twitter too, so do look us up and say hello. Bye for now.